Hello and welcome back to another week at Escaloo. This week's featured animal is the hedgehog. We will be sketching, painting, making stickers and packing orders. Beginning the week by creating a greeting card. Experimenting with adding a design to the inside of the card that matches its front cover. The paper type for the greeting card has been under debate in the last week. Also changing up the thank you cards to something that customers can use as bookmarks. Each card includes a little handwritten thank you message. This card is made of recycled materials. This week's featured animal is the hedgehog. Starting by doing some research on hedgehogs and also making some practice sketches. The goal is to find the distinctive characteristics of the hedgehogs. Also choosing to stylize the spikes to make the hedgehog appear more poofy. Moving on to the first art print, creating a painting of a hedgehog in a field of yellow flowers. It was inspired by a photo found on a stock photography website. Paying attention to the spikes to enhance the three-dimensional shape of the body. Experimenting with different default Procreate brushes for the initial underpainting. The idea was to mimic a traditional watercolor medium for color blocking before moving on to the rendering. Focusing now on applying some gouache paint strokes. Using darker shades for shadows to again accentuate the rounded shape of the hedgehog. Also practicing using bolder colors to create better contrast in my art. The flowers would be painted simply using blocks of color, smaller and larger shapes to create depth as well as different shades of yellow, where some may be catching the sun's light. 3 paintings were made, all with a similar approach. Each time trying to mimic how I might have painted traditionally. Such as using an initial watercolor underpainting and later adding the gouache for rendering. I'd like to practice this traditional process in the future. Hedgehogs are naturally solitary animals. They have their own territory and prefer to find food by themselves. Hedgehogs hibernate through the winter months. Sometimes they will wake and move to a new hibernation spot. Using the sketches and the poses that were used for the art prints, it's easy to make some stickers. It's fun to narrow down to the essential lines that are needed to distinguish hedgehog shapes. We can step away from any detail and focus on the poses and expressions. Focusing on the line art, trying to keep it clean and add some simple colors. This time being more aware of ensuring the line art stands out. In the past, a background color has been used. However, from now on, just using a plain white background is sufficient as it saves on printing time and ink. The hedgehog spikes are actually modified hairs made stiff with keratin. When threatened, the hedgehog will curl into a tight ball with the quills pointing outwards. As mentioned earlier, the chosen paper stock for the greeting cards has better color performance. It doesn't have the same saturation as the art prints, however, for greeting cards and even as a mini art print, it still looks good. Please let me know what you thought of this week's video. I'm still really enjoying the space of this new office and hopefully we can continue to fill up the wall of art prints. This week we featured the hedgehog. Which animal would you like to see next week? Thanks for watching, see you next time!